He was driving home, took a wrong turn, called his parents for help. They stayed on the phone with him for nearly 50 minutes as he described where he was. Then suddenly, Brandon Swanson said, "Oh, *T," and the line went silent. This is the chilling case of a young man who vanished while on the phone with his family and has never been seen since. Welcome to Dead Ends, where some trails stop cold, but the questions never do. On May 14th, 2008, 19-year-old Brandon Swanson was driving home after celebrating the end of his college semester with friends. As the night wore on, the group drank heavily and smoked marijuana. Brandon had several alcoholic drinks, and by the time he left to drive home around 1:30 a.m., he was too drunk to do so safely. He turned onto a gravel road, thinking it was Highway 19. It wasn't. And shortly after, his car slid into a ditch on the side. He wasn't hurt, just stuck. So he called his parents and asked them to come pick him up. They lived about 30 minutes away in Taunton, Minnesota. When Brandon called, his dad, Kevin, immediately jumped into action. He and his wife, Shari, drove toward Taunton, then toward Lind, where they believed Brandon was. They searched for him. But the only thing they found was an abandoned car in a field near a gas station. Its headlights turned on, illuminating two people standing next to it. "We started driving around looking for him," Kevin recalled. "And we started seeing these two guys waving at us from a distance with a flashlight. We thought, great, we finally found him. We can get him out of this ditch." When they got closer, though, they realized it wasn't Brandon. Then Brandon called again. He said he couldn't see his parents' headlights, but he could see lights from a nearby town. So he decided to walk toward them. His parents stayed on the phone with him the entire time. It was kind of like a game to him, Kevin said, recalling how Brandon would describe the surroundings to try and give his parents clues to where he was. He'd say, "I'm walking on the shoulder here. There's a mailbox. It says the Smiths," something like that. But after nearly 47 minutes of walking and talking, Brandon suddenly said, *T. Then the call disconnected. Kevin and Shari waited. They tried calling back, but Brandon didn't answer. He also didn't answer texts from his sister and friends. He was gone. By the time the sun rose, Brandon had vanished. Authorities found his car, but it was undamaged and there was no sign of a struggle. The last place Brandon was definitely seen was on a gravel road near a river. Searchers believe he may have crossed the bridge over it and become lost in a thick wooded area. Cadaver dogs picked up his scent on the west side of the river, but it abruptly ended at the tree line. After 3 days of searching, the teams had to stop because the rising water levels made it too dangerous to continue. A few weeks later, the sheriff's department released a statement saying they believed Brandon likely fell into the river and drowned. But his parents reject that theory. They say if he'd fallen in, the dog would have found his remains. Moreover, when divers searched the river, they saw what appeared to be tire tracks on the bottom, indicating that Brandon may have driven right into the water. His car, however, was never recovered and no one knows what, if anything, is in it. In the years since, Brandon's case remains open. His parents helped create a law requiring police to act more quickly in certain adult missing person cases. But still, more than a decade later, there are no answers. No suspects, no trace of what happened after those final words. *T. This has been Dead Ends. Subscribe for more softly spoken true stories, real, haunting, and never forgotten.